So what we're going to do is we have our dough here. We've let it warm up. It's to room temperature. We've got some regular flour here. And we're just going to roll it out for the first start with the pin. So we'll flatten it out with the rolling pin. It's just a good starting point for the dough. We'll straighten out this dough here. We want it a rectangular shape. We're going to make a rectangular pizza. Then after that, we're just going to pick it up. What I do is I use my knuckles and my thumbs, and you want to stretch it out, and it stretches out the dough. It's going to go nice and easy because it's very warm now. I bought dough from all different places, Loblaws, brought it from all different stores and bakeries, and I found that around here, No Frills has the best dough. For some reason, it's just the way it is. It's not worth to make it in a big mixer in that because you're only at about you're under $2 for, and this is half of it. So this is $1 worth of dough. So it's not worth it to get the big mess in the production out to make the dough. It's a waste of time. So we got this almost straightened out. See, we've got nice, very, very nice and thin. This is a thin crust pizza. We need some parchment paper. We need some parchment paper out here. Nice things like that out. Now, we've tried flour, cornmeal, all different ways to keep it from sticking. If we were to make this on the cutting board, if we were to make this on the cutting board and put the sauce on it, by the time we built the pizza, it would stick to the board. And we're going to start by putting our base sauce. You don't want too much sauce. Now, I don't use pizza sauce, I use spaghetti sauce. And this particular sauce that I'm using is a roasted garlic, which is my favorite. Big garlic fan. Garlic's good for you, and it is tasty. So I find that this is the perfect sauce for this pizza, this type for pizza in general. So whatever kind you're going to make. Alright, so we got this pretty well spread around. You see, you don't need a ton of sauce. Just a fair amount there. Okay, so now we got that done. We're now going to take oregano, dried oregano. Dried oregano just gives it that really nice flavor. Get that all around there. Take big. You put a liberal amount on there because it gives just such a nice flavor, the dried oregano. Then I have onion powder here. Even though we're going to put onions on our pizza, we still want a fair amount of onion powder. Once again, that gives a really, really nice flavor to the pizza. Okay, now we have our onion powder on. What I start with is I start with base cheese. And this is mozzarella, so I put a mozzarella base on it that will sit under the ingredients, because you don't really want to bury all the ingredients in it. Bury the ingredients in it, then you'll just get lost and it won't bake in nicely, and the presentation as well. So we got a base cheese, not a ton of cheese, but just enough. And I love cheese, so big cheese guy, but everything has to stay in balance. So now we got that on. I'm going to put, this is a hot salametti, which is a salami. And I like to put hot salametti in rather than pepperoni because it's drier, it curls up, and it just tastes better. The hot is good because it gives a big flavor boost. Okay. So now we got a pepperoni on top. We can throw our onions on. Actually, usually I put the onions underneath it, but it really doesn't matter. As long as it's in there, it's all going to get cooked up. Most of it's just the visual design of the pizza, how it looks. So, okay, so we got almost all our onions on here. Last couple pieces. Okay, so now we got our onions. Next we're going to throw our mushrooms on it. Those mushrooms, like lots of mushrooms, put them on, nice thinly sliced. They're going to cook up nice. It goes around and just get them all over, pretty well spread out. Okay, so we got our mushrooms on here. Now, I like to put sliced tomato on a pizza, not diced. The reason is because it gives really great moisture to the pizza, especially when you bite into it. It gives a nice, very juicy, makes a very juicy pizza. And then what I have here is, this is Parmigiano Reggiano that I sliced up on the slicer. I like to put that only in the center of the tomato. And what this does is it gives it a nice flavor boost. Real nice flavor injection. So it goes just in the center of the tomato, goes amazing with the flavor of the tomato. And it's just every time you bite into it and you hit the tomato part, it's like a little flavor parcel that just gives this incredible flavor and taste when you hit it. Okay, so what we do is we take the pepper and we concentrate it in the center of the tomato and the Parmigiano Reggiano. That, every time you hit it, you get that nice flavor burst. And you can have just a little bit all the way around so you get a little bit of flavor as well. Cracked black pepper is very important. Then the last thing we're going to do, we have all our ingredients on it that we want. We're going to take and we're going to put another little bit of the mozzarella to give it its little topping cheese. Put that all the way around. Okay, so we're out here at the barbecue. Just want to tell you a little story. You need a really good pizza stone for pizza on the grill. Now, I went to a restaurant supply place that sells new and used equipment, and a pizza stone is about $300 per side of a Garland commercial pizza grill. I got one side. I got it used out of a dismantled throwaway oven, and I paid $150 for it. I then took my concrete saw and I cut it to fit actually where we started out in my inside oven, but I use it almost all the time on the outside barbecue. This captures the heat when you put your pizza in. It's got all this energy and it doesn't cool down. It is very key with parchment paper and making a really nice pizza pie. So this is it. We're going to let it warm up and we'll be back out to cook this sucker up. Okay, so we're back here. Got a pizza made. Our stone is warmed up to temperature now. I can feel when I slide this under the moisture. If it was on the board, you'd never get off the board. The pizza would get all distorted and would just fall apart and you'd have a mess. So we're going to bring it out here and we're going to put it on our stone. Now what happens is we'll spin it every so often to make sure it cooks evenly, because you'll get wind flow, the breeze, the air, all different temperatures, and then it will cook inconsistently. So you have to rotate it, and this will sort everything out. So we'll let this cook for a minute. We're going to let it go for about 2 minutes because this stone is really hot. We're going to let it go for about 2 minutes, and then we can pull that paper out. You know, like you have a that old trick where they had the dining table set with all the wine glasses and plates and everything, and they grab it and they rip the tablecloth out and everything stays there. That's exactly what we're going to do with this pizza. So let's give it 2 minutes and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back out here. A couple minutes later, we see we got the nice browning of the paper here. That means we're cooking. So what we'll do is we'll spin this around. Now you'll see that, as I was saying, there'll be heat in more places than others. You can see how the paper is browning. You can take it off a little bit earlier than this too as well. See, now the pizza is not sticking to the paper anymore. So we do our little pull it away trick. And you can pull the paper out from underneath the pizza. We'll send it back in our place here. Get it in a nice place. And we'll see as it's cooking very quickly here. So it's starting to bubble. Now this pizza stone's so hot, I'm going to actually shut this off because we know it's not going to take long and we're not going to cook another pizza. So we're going to give it about another 2 minutes and this puppy's going to be ready to eat. Okay, we're back here at the queue and look at that. Just things bubbling away. So it's got lots of heat, bottom's done nicely. We'll pull this sucker off. Gonna bring her inside. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to set this over here. Usually, we will wash off that cutting board, but what happens if we just cover it up with the second cutting board, and then if this ain't enough for our dinner, and we feel that it was so good and we're still hungry and we would like to make another one, then we can just pull this off and we have our floured cutting board underneath. So we'll just give this a quick cut and we'll let it sit and cool down for about 2 minutes. It won't hurt anybody, burn the roof of their mouths, and it will just, everything will stay together and not fall apart. Okay, so we're back here with a pizza pie off the barbecue. It is looking wonderful. So we've cut it up. We're going to take her, it's cooled down a bit, so we're not going to hurt ourselves, burn the roof of our mouth with the cheese. Now I'm going to show you one trick here. Just give me 1 second. I'll grab my anchovies. Now I'm a big anchovy fan. Almost, it's a rarity, people that like anchovies. Now I get ones that are from Italy. They are in chili oil, which I like the best because it gives that extra zip. Now, a friend taught me, old friend of mine taught me that you never ever want to order a pizza with anchovies on it. If you like anchovies, you have to order them on the side. They have to be cold. And then as you eat the pizza and go along, you put your anchovies on it. You do not want to have warm anchovies. It's a whole game changer. And this is the key to having a really awesome anchovy pizza pie. Messy, but absolutely delicious. So juicy with the tomatoes, the flavors going together. You can get a better pizza. So that's the end of our pizza program. Thanks for coming and checking out Cooking with Jimmy. And cheers.